We are joined right now. Sorry about that, Driz. We are joined right now by the head basketball coach at UConn. He just completed his 5th season there by leading the Huskies to the national championship. They were 31-8 overall. They did beat San Diego State Monday night for the school's 5th national championship overall. Of course, I'm speaking of Dan Hurley. Dan, it is great to have you on the show. Dan, how are you?
Homie, it's great to be on, man. You know how big a fan I am.
My man, mutual respect, Dan. I'm so glad to talk to you today. Congratulations. I mean that really from my heart. I would imagine it's been an absolute whirlwind week for you. Has it sunk in yet? How does it feel?
Yeah, I'd say from Vegas, just that the performance versus Gonzaga, all the way through to today. It's just been it's flown by. It's been an unbelievable ride. The level that the team played at, and the people that we got to do it with. I just think it's been years since the UConn fan base had loved their team again, and this fan base just fell in love with this team.
Dan Hurley joining us. Dan, what about that? How about the coach? I'm guessing the coach fell in love with the team, too. In fact, I feel like you had a really strong feeling about this group even prior to that championship game and probably long before that. Is that the case? And why do you feel so strongly about this particular group of young men?
Yeah, I think we knew in the summer that we had a deep team and that we had some star power in Jordan Hawkins, who is like the best shooter in the country. Dama Sanogo and Andre Jackson. We had a big three, and then we had 2 high-level freshmen in Klingon and Caravan that we knew would make a big impact. They were big recruits for us, and then we had the depth with the transfers. So we knew we had a team. I started picking the brain with even Coach K and Jay Wright about how to navigate a season when you have the top team really early on in the season. And then we won 14 in a row at one point in the year, and then we ran off 6 in a row at another point. And that's what tournament play is all about. Are you good enough to go on a big winning streak?
Dan Hurley joining us. You mentioned a couple of guys, Dan, that you picked their brains of. I'm curious. I've asked a number of coaches this question after they won their first. So let me ask you, does it feel the way you thought that it would? And then secondarily, do you feel any different now as a coach or as a person than you did the day before you won it all?
I think that's a good question. No, it's not what you would think. For me, it's probably not what you would think, but I'm also not a normal person. I'm just the way that we grew up. I think my dad was never really satisfied or happy. He was always striving. I mean, the goalposts, they're always moving. So I just think as a hurley, that's how we are wired. Obviously, it's thrilling, and you feel that they still haven't lost the feeling of exhilaration. But you also, too, I think, when you go on when you advance through the tournament, especially the way we did, there were no, it was straight execution. It was high-level play. We didn't need any luck. I think we will carry over the confidence from how well we performed in March, into the rest of my time here.
Now, Dan, it's just me on the outside looking in, but I feel really strongly about you, and I might be wrong. And I know you're not looking for any sympathy whatsoever. I mean, you're not built like that. Your family's not built like that. Where you're from, that's not the way it is. I would just say it can't be easy, or maybe it wasn't easy for you to be you. Not considering who your dad is, not considering who your brother is. It couldn't have been easy, yet here you are on the top of the mountain right now. And having said all that, I know there's nothing but love, deep, deep love in that family. Let me ask you, now that you've won this thing, is the emotion 100% unadulterated joy, or honestly, is there a little relief mixed in as well?
Yeah, I think it's never one thing. I think it's like there's obviously a bigger mix of some different emotions. I would say, that there is a satisfaction, when your dad is a Hall of Fame high school coach, maybe the greatest to ever do it, and your brother, 2-time national champion and a lottery pick, and maybe the greatest college point guard of all time. You do want to carve out your own space in terms of achievement. So there's definitely part satisfaction, part joy. I was more emotional, to be honest with you, during the course of like the NCAA tournament. Just prior to even winning, I was, just getting emotional about the thought of, just really. And it sounds like coach talk, but it was such a team. It was such a fun team to coach that I was like, I was getting a little bit sappy and sad that I wasn't going to be able to coach them much longer because I love the personalities and Klingon and Joey California, and it was such a fun team.
I love Joey California. I love that nickname. I love the kid. I love his game. I love that nickname. Dan Hurley joining us because I'm Jimmy California, so I like that. Hey, listen, there's no doubt, Dan, this is a great team, but also from the outside, it seems like these guys were balling with a chip on their shoulder. Is that the case? And if so, where did that chip come from?
Yeah, preseason unranked. That definitely helped. We utilized that, especially early on in the non-conference where we were, just blowing people away. And then I think the fact that we went through, the January that we went through, where we lost our identity, we lost a lot of games, and we had to kind of, Andre Jackson grabbed the locker room around the throat and kind of woke the team up and got him back to doing the hard things well. And I think that January when people were throwing dirt on us, that we were a fraud, and then obviously just coming into the year unranked, I think that was the edge that we needed.
Dan Hurley joins me for another moment or so. You know what? You said something I thought was really fascinating right after the win. Dan, you said that some people peak in their 20s, some in their 30s, some in their 40s. Maybe you will in your 50s because, quote, I certainly won't be coaching in my 60s. Are you? I mean, listen, dude, are you sure you won't be coaching in your 60s? And if so, why do you feel that way? Because it seems like you're just getting started.
Yeah, I feel like, Jim, for me, my dad modeled like the ultimate responsibility, the way you should go about your job as a coach, and like that you're on for your players like 24/7, like every month of the year. And I think, as a high school coach at St. Benedict's, sometimes I sent, players to programs, where they promised them a player development experience or a development, and the head coach wasn't. He wasn't always present. He wasn't. It seemed to be, playing a lot of golf or doing a lot of other things that didn't involve them being in the gym with their players or spearheading their development. So for me, it's like, I give the job and my family everything I got. I don't have any other real interests. And I just feel like, maybe when I get to my 60s, I'm not going to be able to give my players every single thing that I have. And I think once you can't give every single thing you have to your players all year round, every day that they're on campus, you've got to let somebody else younger do it.
You know what? I actually understand that.
So if I still got the pop in my 60s, I'll keep doing it.
Right.
But that's how mine works.
No, I get that. Really quickly. So, Dan, are you allowing yourself still to enjoy number 5? Or frankly, have you already started to get to work on number 6?
Yeah, I'm on number 6 today.
No doubt.
I'm going to enjoy it tonight. I'm going to go have some margaritas and some tacos. We'll get the staff together. We'll do, we're going to celebrate at different moments. How cool is this? White House. We get to do some cool stuff. We got the banner up in the practice facility. I mean, we're gonna pick our spots and have a great time. But we're also too, once you experience that, the feeling of playing in the Final Four and winning, you see where coaches get addicted to getting to those moments. So if anything, this is going to make us even more maniacal in our pursuit of 6.
Listen, one last thought, Dan, really quickly. You mentioned Bobby being arguably the greatest point guard in college basketball history, and arguably you're right, and an amazing player. I want to make this point. You were a damn good player. Now, maybe not Bobby, but you were a damn good player, a really good player. And I want to ask you this. And I love Bobby, man. I love Bobby, too, like I love you. How much did this mean to Bobby to see what you just accomplished and to be able to share it with him, too?
Yeah, more than people ever realize, because I think for a long time, Bob, took took responsibility for, me not being able to live up to like Mount Rushmore, guard in basketball history at the college level. So I think he felt like really bad a lot of times about the struggles I was having from a mental health or from a anxiety standpoint. I think it bothered him. So he flew into Vegas twice to see us play. Like he went back after Arkansas. Went to my Arkansas game, saw me the night before the game, flew back, dealt with the portal, came back for the Gonzaga game, came out to the Final Four. He was with me the whole way. He loved every second of it for me, and I think he wanted it. Next to my wife, maybe Bob Sr., maybe Mom, they all wanted it for me bad.
That's love, man. That's absolute love. Dan Hurley, national champion. Dan, really appreciate you. So happy for you. I mean, I'm really so happy for you. You earned it. You did it. And I appreciate you sharing your thoughts with us once again on the program. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the bell to be the first to know when we do upload a new video.